Hi everyone, and welcome to this very special episode where we will go on an extensive tour through all of the areas in the Finnish airport. And as I mentioned in my previous episode, this is the very last featuring Sarougal Airport. However, this is not the last time we will build in the city of Sarougal. I will continue to expand the rest of the city as long as my PC and my save can hold it together. During the past few weeks, it looked as if the save indeed was broken after the latest patch, but thanks to a lot of help from Chameleon, a supporter and mod tester at Cities Skylines Discord server, the save was saved and is now in a better condition than ever thanks to an extensive cleansing of old mods. Now, starting the tour, we will go from area to area, and with the help of this map you will hopefully get a more full picture of the airport's layout. We will begin here in the passenger terminal loop area. This area is heavily inspired by Charles de Gaulle Airport. I recently added the iconic Sheraton Hotel from CDG, even if it's rotated 90 degrees compared to real life. The airport has two control towers, and this one, which is situated inside the passenger loop, has the same height as the CDG one. I made this tower using a few office buildings combined with the tower from the FBS Airport series. The terminal loop itself was incredibly complex to build, especially when it came to transportation. The loop has two levels of expressways that connects all the terminals with the outer route going right through and under the airport. It also has its own monorail line that goes around the whole airport, creating a loop of itself that is partly visible from the ramp side, but also continues through and under the terminals for direct and smooth access. On top of that, there is also a train station and a metro station on the upper terminal level. As if that wasn't enough, there are two bus terminals on the parking level, as well as 3 car rental areas, 2 major parking garages, and 1 smaller garage underground. We're now heading into the ramp side, starting here at Terminal 2ABC. We also have one of the several satellite terminals to the left, the S7 terminal. All the satellite terminals are connected to the rest of the airport through the airside transfer bus system. The triple-colored taxiway lines, or as they are more correctly called, the multiple usable aircraft stand taxi lanes, are used to decrease traffic congestion by allowing planes with a smaller wingspan to simultaneously use the orange and blue lines, instead of having all of the planes using the yellow center line. We're now looking directly at Terminal 1F with the loop and ATC in the background. All the terminals extend over the loop to create a more direct and easy access to all the other terminals. The gates have, as you can see, multiple air bridges to accommodate as many different types and sizes of planes as needed. The building behind the reversing plane is a storage of ground support equipment such as cargo dollies, air freight containers and towing tractors. On the left you can also see one of the many blast fences at each taxiway end. This is of course to prevent any jet blasts from damaging buildings or people when the plane is about to start taxiing. We can now also see the satellite terminals S7 and S8 in the distance, as well as more ground support equipment storages. We will also catch a glimpse of the second ATC tower. I've covered the details of ground markings of taxiways and runways in episode 13, but I discovered that I never talked in depth about the apron area markings. Here you can see the previously mentioned multiple usable aircraft stand taxi lanes, and along these lanes you will find the stand lead-in markings. It consists of a yellow arrow in combination with yellow letters and numbers that makes it possible for the pilots to choose the right gate. The aircraft stand markings in view right now is important for knowing where to stop the aircraft, especially when using air bridges and fuel hydrants, which is the case here. Under the air bridge there is always a no parking area to ensure safe operation. It is indicated by red hatchings inside a red border. Some areas in the close proximity of an airport can be a bit surprising, like a stormwater basin just outside Charles de Gaulle Airport that I recreated here. However, I took the artistic freedom of adding a train line right through the basin. This area is a complete recreation of Albedo, a tram depot in Stockholm, Sweden. I really needed something special for the terminus of my tram and metro lines, and in my opinion, this build turned out to be one of my best ones. Still in the outskirts of the airport we find a hotel area. This hotel is the vanilla luxury airport hotel that comes with the new airport DLC. I actually did this area when making the modded airport tutorial for Paradox and the release of the new DLC. In the same area we will also find the Vanilla Airport Budget Hotel. Both hotels are, as you can see, very close to the air cargo area and have a premium view of the hangars and runways 1836. Moving on to the other side of the airport, this is a radar station and a fire station. This build is heavily inspired by a similar area in San Francisco Airport. Speaking of San Francisco Airport, both the 17 left-right and 18 left-right ends of the airport's 4 runways are very inspired by SFO's runways. As they are both coastline airports in a densely populated area, they have these types of approach lighting system mounted on a pier-like structure out in the ocean to save space. If you're interested in the details of taxiways and runways markings or lights and how to build it, you can look at episode 13 and 14, where I go through all of that in depth. This is the fuel tank storage located in the air cargo area and pretty close to runway 18 left. As I mentioned in the previous episode, my original plan was to make a hydrogen-based facility, as a sustainable airport would be very interesting to design. However, after some research, I had to give up those plans, as I couldn't find enough information about this. Sadly, it's way too uncommon yet, I guess. Parts of this tank storage can be found in London Heathrow Airport, and in the end I chose Jet A as the main source of fuel. Right beside the tank storage we find one of the catering services for airlines, the Gate Gourmet, I guess I could have found a better location for catering service, but well, that's what's built is built. We're now heading into the main air cargo area. The apron areas here are a bit different compared to the passenger versions. The stand configurations are generally larger and come with more options, as well as with the additional equipment like stationary air cargo roller conveyors for storing unit load devices. The airside is connected directly to huge air cargo terminals, with a surrounding ever-expanding area of additional cargo terminals and industry.
We will end this tour in the hangar and maintenance area of the airport. Thank you so much for watching this episode. And please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content. And if you followed me for some time or even during all these 3 years that it took to build the airport, I want to say a special thank you. I hope to see you again in the next episode. Until then, take care.